Most people think family-based adjustment of status is simple. You marry a US citizen, file the forms, and eventually you get a green card. In 2026, that assumption is one of the main reasons otherwise strong family cases fail. Today, I'll explain what actually determines the outcome and how to avoid mistakes that cannot be undone. I'm Harry Tapias, an immigration attorney and CEO of Loigica. My practice focuses heavily on family-based adjustment of status. Immediate relative cases, spouses, parents, and children of US citizens are statutorily favored under US immigration law. When these cases fail, it's rarely because the family relationship is not real. They fail because of status, entry, work, travel, and timing decisions made during the process. Let's start with a fundamental distinction. If you entered the United States lawfully with a tourist visa, student visa, or other inspection, even if you later overstayed, you may still be eligible to adjust status inside the United States as an immediate relative of a US citizen. That lawful entry is the legal doorway adjustment of status requires. Overstay alone does not bar adjustment for immediate relatives. But by contrast, individuals who entered without inspection, what we call iwi, usually cannot adjust status inside the US. Those cases often require a 601A provisional waiver and consular processing abroad. That path can still lead to a green card, but it requires precision, planning, and risk management. Risk number one, losing status before adjustment protections attach. Filing for adjustment does not automatically fix everything overnight. If your non-immigrant status expires before certain protections apply, USCIS may still approve the case, but scrutiny increases. In many delayed cases, that gap becomes the focal point of review. The good news, with proper planning, this risk is usually manageable. Risk number two, unauthorized employment assumptions. Many applicants believe they can continue working once adjustment is filed. That's not always true. Work authorization requires either a valid underlying status or an approved employment authorization document. Unauthorized work does not automatically bar immediate relatives, but it does introduce discretionary risk, and discretion matters more than ever in 2026. Risk number three, international travel during adjustment is one of the most misunderstood risks. Leaving the US without proper advanced authorization can automatically abandon the application. USCIS applies this rule strictly. There are no exceptions for short trips or emergencies. This is preventable, but only if addressed before travel occurs. Risk number four, filing strategy and timing errors. Adjustment of status is not just about filing forms. It's about when you file, what you file together, and how your immigration history is presented. Concurrent filings, changes of status, and intent analysis all affect credibility. These are legal strategy decisions, not clerical ones. Risk number five, inconsistent immigration history. USCIS reviews the entire record. Prior entries, overstays, visa applications, and statements are cross-checked. What applicants think is old history is often exactly what officers rely to assess judgment and credibility. Consistency matters. Why most cases do succeed. Here's the hopeful truth. Immediate relative cases are one of the strongest paths to permanent residence under US law. Most are approved. Success depends on aligning lawful entry, status, work, travel, and timing into a coherent legal strategy. In 2026, USCIS is evaluating patterns of compliance, not just paperwork. Most adjustment cases are effectively decided long before a final approval notice is issued. The difference between approval and years of delay is usually one early decision made correctly or incorrectly. At Loigica, we treat family-based adjustment as a strategic legal process, not a checklist. If you are considering adjustment status, especially if there's an overstay or entry without inspection, the most important step isn't filing faster, it's filing correctly. Click the link below to review your adjustment strategy with our legal team before assumptions turn into irreversible problems.